Is the 6XX identical to the HD650? How does it compare to the original HD600? Why are you talking about this headphone yet again? All these answers and more coming up. Greetings, bosshead, and welcome aboard. Stuart Charles here, HomeStudioBasics.com, helping you make sound decisions, leading to a beautiful audio experience that will make you fall in love with music all over again. So, no, the 6XX is not identical to the HD650, and now I have verifiable proof. Shout out to Jose Pedro for his wonderful comment on my original HD6XX video. Let's take a gander. Happy New Year, Stu. I hope that you are doing well. I guess that you know that Ratings.com issued recently the results of the tests of the Sennheiser HD6XX. Unsurprisingly, it scores very high, but surprisingly the results are different from the HD650, concluding that they are not exactly the same headphones. So once more it was proven that you were a pioneer, my friend. You were the only one among all reviewers who always said that the sound profile of the 6XXs was not identical to the HD650, unquote. And it's not. Thank you, Jose. Absolutely correct. No matter what you think about the graph, it still proves that they are not identical. People have been trying to argue with me about this since I first dropped the original shootout video, but guess what? They're wrong. So anyone who tells you that the HD6XX is identical to the 650 is lying!
Don't believe his lies. He is the one. Kill him.
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
I'll say it again and I'll keep saying it. The 650 does not sound like the 6XX. It's not a repackaged 650. It's not identical to the 650, and it's not a rebranded 650. It's a headphone that stands on its own and sounds markedly different. To me, it's a perfect balance between the two forward HD600's mids and the two syrupy / laid back mid-range of the 650. I thought this was pretty obvious when I demoed it. The 650 tends to be smoothed over and warm. I likened the comparison of the 600 versus the 650 to be similar to the analogy of wood versus sanded wood. The 650 sounds like wood feels after it's been sanded and polished. The 600 is a raw piece of wood without any added enhancements. It can be fairly rough around the edges, at least in comparison to the 650. The HD6XX sits squarely in the middle of those two things, but probably leans more towards the sound of the HD600. Snappy, lively, and crisp. The 650 is clearly the most laid back of the three and tends to sound significantly warmer. All of the graphs from Ratings.com back this up, as Jose kindly pointed out to me. Taking a look at those graphs, it really can't be debated unless you believe that they are completely wrong, but the fact of the matter is that they're not. It's pretty much exactly how the headphones sound as far as the overall frequency response, and few people would argue with you on it. The main point of this video is that I get tired of people claiming that they're identical when they're clearly not. This has been going on since I first came out with the shootout video 2 years ago in 2019, before I even saw a single HD6XX measurement, and it's almost become a meme now. The problem with this hobby is that people tend to parrot and repeat what others say without having a real stance of their own on anything. This is what keeps reviewers safe in their little bubbles. Never hot or cold about a topic. Always lukewarm so as not to disturb the status quo and get ridiculed for anything that they say. It also points to the fact that people don't actually know how to hear frequencies and discrepancies within the audible range. Clearly a byproduct of shilling products, not having mixed a single track in their entire life, and not understanding how EQ works on a fundamental, rudimentary level. If it sounds like I'm irked, I am. I'm tired of the deception and the flat-out lies that go on in this hobby, and I'll continue to speak out about it because it needs to be addressed. Everything from the DSD high PCM scam to the amp DAC circle jerk wank fest. Oh yeah, I love big DACs. To people placing way too much emphasis and importance on things that are in reality very trivial. Oh, yeah, it feels good. To the constant flavor of the week product shilling and hype trains, and anything in between. I don't think enough reviewers go out on a limb and say exactly what they feel, regardless of who's going to like it or not. I'm not claiming to be perfect, but I have always given my opinion and made it clear exactly where I'm coming from. This video is no different. With that, check out the next video in the Before You Buy series. I know it will help you out immensely on your journey.